Oh crap! It's Tuesday. You guys need one of those. What's going on, people? A little slow today. I got that 2 weeks in a row. We got Mike from Herp Collectors over there. How's it going, Mike?
Everybody, what's good, man? Doing good, man.
And that's good to hear. My daughter, my youngest, is over here poking her head in and out like she's running now. But don't be surprised if she comes and sits down. She's the nosy one and is always trying to be on TikToks and shit. So come just say hi so you get it over with. Come just say hi and get it over with.
About TikTok because I'm terrible at TikTok.
Oh, she has all kinds. She's been like on TikTok since what? She was like 5, 6, 7 years old, something like that, doing those stupid dances. There was a while she'd be doing these dances, and I would go like twerk bomb the back of them. I would like just go and start twerking in the back of her videos, just being an idiot, you know.
Oh, we got to see the video, man. Video it didn't happen.
When she comes back out here, I'll get her to tell you her TikTok name. What's your TikTok name so you can go look it up? Come sit down. Come on. You met every daughter except you. Come sit down. Come on. Why are you being shy? You're never shy. Come on. You're almost there. You're almost there.
I was 7.
Show what? Oh, she's going to show the phone. Here, I'll blow me up. Show the phone so people could see. So people could see you and see me TikTok and like, working. This is her account.
Okay, but I don't have any video that he's working on there.
Oh, what'd you do with those videos?
They're not on my account.
I thought they was on your account.
They're on your account.
No, they were on your account.
No.
If you go back to your old account, because I'm sure you have 10 accounts by now.
That account got banned.
Oh, all right. Well, the account with me working on everything got banned, so.
Okay, that's probably why I got banned, bro.
Yeah, probably why I got banned. But all right, back into snake talk. She's going to be shy. So what I usually like to do is I look on Morph Market and look for news and see what they're putting out now. But they haven't really put nothing out lately. So that leaves me going out to the public and going to other podcasts. And actually this time I just went to Google and I typed in ball python news. And it was probably like, I don't know, 3 weeks ago, I was saying something about ball pythons being found down in the southern part of Florida. There was like a group of 22.
Yeah, and it happened in like the St. Augustine area.
Yeah, St. Augustine area. But if you like Google, like, you know, ball python news, I mean, this has happened in Pittsburgh. There's 2 or 3 instances in Canada. There's an instance in South Carolina now. I mean, there was 2 found near Erie. And this was all in the last, I'd say, 2 or 3 months. I mean, there's probably 10 instances on Google of where news, you know.
Yeah, maybe a year or 2 back. So we're from Valdosta, Georgia. And so like maybe a year or 2 back, there was a neighborhood that found like probably about 10 or so ball pythons just kind of like roaming the neighborhood. So yeah, it happens fairly regularly, which is wild.
Yeah, and they're finding groups of them, and these groups they're you can easily tell this is someone's collection. There's blue-eyed Lucies and pieds and albinos, and I'd like to think this is a pretty big community. I mean, I know those aren't really like snakes that you and I might not really want because we're trying to represent a higher, you know, higher end. But I know a lot of lower end collectors that would just be happy to add those into their collection.
Yeah, I think what happens sometimes is, I mean, like conspiracy theories aside, and like there's a lot of conspiracy theories about it too.
I'm down with that conspiracy theory shit.
But like I think maybe what sometimes happens is like people have like a bunch of snakes and then they can't take care of them anymore. They got like way too many. And they don't want to take the time to like responsibly rehome them because sometimes it's like quick, you post it and somebody wants it. Sometimes it might take you a while to get rid of everything. It's unfortunate. Like if it is like actual keepers that are just
let me find them.
That's unfortunate. Like because there are places you can go. I mean, you post in your local groups. There's just a ton of different places you can look. Sometimes people get like left with snakes. Like it's funny actually. Just today somebody called my phone. Like they found my number on Google,
Right.
and they were like, "Yeah, I got these snakes. A family member just passed, and like I was trying to see if you would be interested in buying them. I wasn't interested in like buying any snakes because I'm not like picking up any snakes right now, but I
Right.
like offer my like assistance and say, hey, contact me if you got any questions. And like I pointed her like to a bunch of different groups and places that she can look, and hopefully it works out. It's just kind of like a matter of like going through the steps, doing the due diligence to like responsibly either rehome or sell the animals. Like I just hate when people like dump stuff. Like that's crazy. That's like that's a piece of shit. I mean, can you cuss on this channel?
Yeah, go ahead. Swear,
Okay,
fuck, shit, damn, cocksucker, motherfucker. Do what you want to do. I mean, you know, we're all good here.
All right, we're good.
But yeah, I just find it like amazing that there's such a demand for these things in a market. Like our market may be a little down, but people are still buying snakes. Then you got motherfuckers out there just throwing these things away because they don't know what to do with them. I think us as a community, we kind of need to step up and like maybe advertise more for things to do with people who don't want these snakes. Like get out there, like some way, and say don't throw these things away. Contact this person. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if YouTube's a way of doing it, everyone start broadcasting. Don't throw away snakes. We will take them. We will find, get them in a breeder's hand. They will find somewhere to take them. I mean, if someone comes to me with 10 snakes right now, do I really have room for 10 snakes? No, but I'm not going to let them things loose. Just give them here. I'll figure out something to do with them. And, they might just be in totes on top of heat strips for a couple of days until I find out something to do.
Right.
But,
you help point them in the right direction. And
yeah.
And a lot that's the importance of community too, right? And like getting involved in the community and knowing people, because at the end of the day, you got to have a network. And if you're involved in the community, then chances are you're gonna have somebody that you can reach out to that might can assist you in a time like that.
Right. Well, I'm going to go through and do some shout outs. We got some people pouring in here. I don't want to get too far behind, but Green Line Jay, that's one of our sponsors here. What's up, Jay? How's it going?
What up? What up?
DJ Race, thanks for coming in.
What up? What up?
AJ, what's up, buddy?
What's good, brother?
The Don D. Yeah, we already know, buddy.
Good,
what up? Who else we got in here? Hey, Holly, how's it going? Holly from Texoma. Will's Hella Heat. What up, Will?
What up? What up? What up?
Eric No Rakim.
No Rakim. What's good, homie?
What's up, Cat Eyes? Thanks for coming in. Peace and pets. What up, dude?
What's good? What's good? Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you Hulk smash that notification bell.
Yeah, you do all that. Dragos, my boy, what's up? How's it going, dude? Synergy Morse, David, what's up, dude?
Good. What's good?
Brave Adventures, how's it going? Thanks for coming in. Oh, that skipped. Where we at? All right. Hey, Masha, how's it going?
Mayhem, what's good?
And we're caught up. All right. So the other thing I kind of wanted to touch base on is the importance of doing, following USARK and supporting USARK and USARK Florida. With all of these, released pythons are finding, they're starting to use the word invasive and ball pythons in Florida with the FWC in the same sentence. And that's scary to me. When I hear that, that's scary.
In fact, that article that I saw about like the ball pythons that they found in St. Augustine, like I actually commented on that post just to kind of correct. I mean, I don't know how many people saw it, but I did comment on that post because they used the word invasive, and like that's dangerous. Like that's reckless. And I felt like the way it was worded, I think they just kind of like misspoke and they were talking about the wrong thing. I can't remember all the exact details of it, but like something led me to believe at the time that they they were just like misspeaking. But at the end of the day, like as journalists, it's important, you know what I'm saying, to get your facts right, because like a lot of people just see that stuff, run with it, and now all of a sudden everybody and their mama who not involved in the reptile hobby, they run around talking about ball pythons, invasive, and like, I mean, you know, like so many people like don't know the difference between like this snake. For them, like a snake is a snake is a snake, right? And I'm not judging them for that. I mean, like a few years ago, like I didn't know a whole lot about snakes, and, you know what I'm saying, I'm still learning stuff about snakes. But at the end of the day,
right there with you.
when you I feel like you have a responsibility as a journalist to make sure that you're being actual and factual, right? And so don't just like throw something out there like invasive ball pythons. Like that's nuts. Like, come on, like we can do better than that. Or at least I gotta think we can.
Watching, shout out to Lady Tiz, watching her show Monday, she had, I can't remember it exact, but they had a picture of like a copperhead, you know, with the fangs, you know, all, you know, looking venomous and, you know, poisonous and shit, however you want to say it. But they was calling that a boa. And you could clearly see that was a copperhead, or not a copperhead, but a rattlesnake, you know, a viper type, like, you know, snake, not a boa at all.
Yeah, it's dangerous, man. It's like, it's sensationalism, it's irresponsible, it's stupid, but it's dangerous, right? And at the end of the day, us as responsible keepers, like we're the ones who are affected by it ultimately.
Yeah, and a lot of this disagreement stuff we have going on, you know, on this YouTube and just, you know, in general between, you know, breeders and people who represent this community by doing a podcast, this bickering that goes on, I just don't think there's a place for it. It sucks. And
I don't know how you have time for that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
Like
how do you have time to be upset about something? Something?
Like I play my position. Like I keep my head down. Like I come in, like I'm not here for all that. You know what I mean? Like I don't got time for it, and that's not what I'm here for. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And that's how I feel about it. I'm neutral to it. You know, you pretty much know all parties involved, you know, in these things that get through out there, because, you know, with us being, you know, podcasters, we know everyone, you know, especially us. And then when this goes down, it's just like, it's a shame. I don't know. I just don't see, I don't know. I let a lot of things slide. I have thick skin. Like you could say anything about me you want, and I'll probably laugh about it and be like, oh yeah, you might be right someday. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, I ain't got time, and it's too much good things to like embrace. Like, are you gonna have a disagreement with somebody? Is everything gonna be like just all peachy every single time? Absolutely not. But like I feel like sometimes folks get caught up in too much drama, and I just ain't got time for that. And that's not what I'm trying to focus on. Like I'm focusing on like my projects, focusing on the animals, focusing on building our brand, focusing on the network, and like all those. There's so many positive things that like also require energy, and so I'd rather focus my energy and efforts in that space and just try to like not deal with other stuff. That's just my take.
Exactly. And I'm kind of right there with you on it, because like I'm getting to that point to where, you know, if I get a little over 1,000 more watch time hours, because I already got the subscribers, I'm, you know, I'm eligible to be monetized. And that's never really something I looked into. I didn't think I'd get this far. But now that I'm this far, it's like I'm really going to start pushing for this stuff. And, you know, maybe I shouldn't swear on this show so much, but
hey, so
you know,
I still swear on mine, man. Like,
I mean,
I heard that, and I forgot who I heard it from. Maybe it was even Dunny. But if you don't like cuss in like the first like few minutes, and I try not to cuss in like the first few minutes, and like I'll cuss like during the middle, and usually it's not like a cuss word like every other word, but like I'll drop a cuss word, man. That's just real. And it's a lot of people that I know that's monetized that drop cuss words and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, Will says as long as you don't swear in the first 2 minutes. So yeah, I just kind of keep it clean there. I'll swear all through the middle.
I mean, I get it. I usually try, you know, to keep the beginning of the show clean, but I mean, our Wednesday show, that's right out the door, or not Wednesday, but Thursday. Oh, I said Wednesday. The RWO show, it's right out the door. We could, you know, be cutting it up right when it comes on. Elias called it the redneck version of their show, and I just, that was funny as hell. But yeah, you follow US Arc people. I mean, US Arc and US Arc Florida, they're the ones that fight for our rights, and if we're not going to band together to, fight, we need to put it in them people to fight. So we got to support them.
Absolutely.
I'm a big
They have the
supporter
resources,
of,
they have the knowledge, they're so proactive on it. Not saying that we can't do anything, but supporting them helps continuously give them resources to be as proactive and be as like informed and be as in the mix as they are. Like
right.
they're always like reviewing stuff, they're always like monitoring, they've got like connections, and so like they're oftentimes like ahead of a lot of like the potential legislation and potential issues that can come up for the community. And so like that takes resources, right? It's not an easy job. And so like
Not at all.
we need to support both those organizations, both USARC and USARC Florida.
I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I think we as a community should kind of, have a vote in place for each state to have a spokesperson. And if it's too much for one person to do the whole state, break it up kind of in sections, like 3 in PA, the eastern side, the middle side, the western side. In Texas, maybe have 4 or 5 since it's such a big state. That get these bigger, breeders that's been doing it for 20 years, more involved, make them kind of an elected, person, to go to in that situation, or to, someone wants to find out about USARC, have this person saying, hey, I'm the elected official in this area. I'll show you the ins and outs. I mean, even though it is just going to their website, sometimes, having a person in place might help put some light on it. And I don't know. I think we would benefit from it, but I'm preaching to the choir sometimes.
Hey, it's worth saying as many times as it needs to be said.
Right. I'll keep preaching, but sometimes you talk to walls. Sometimes sometimes you actually, might say something that gets around, but sometimes you actually are talking to walls because it just goes one ear right out the other. But it is what it is. I mean, I'm just going to keep going, keep reporting, and keep trying. I'm never going to give up.
100%, yeah, 100%. Definitely.
So kind of
both organizations.
So kind of something I wanted to ask you is like, there's podcaster to podcaster is how do you stay motivated to keep going? Because
going with the podcast?
Yeah, because this stuff can get monotonous. Like, now that I'm trying to get monetized and, I got 2 or 3 shows a week, it's a lot.
So I wouldn't say for me it gets monotonous because I guess there's a couple different like things that kind of play into it. So I only do 1 show a week, right? And so
right.
It's a lot of work that goes like just into that 1 show. And so sometimes that can be a grind. Sometimes I get behind. Like right now, I'm kind of behind like on my like promotional type stuff. And I always kind of like get down on myself when I get behind on the promotional type stuff. But at the end of the day, like I just kind of just keep pushing with it, right? Like as long as I'm getting something out there and continuously working on improvement, I feel decent about it. But like right now, I'm kind of behind on like some of the promotional stuff. Like I used to do like the clips, which that takes a little bit of time and stuff. And so I'm a little bit behind on that kind of stuff. So I'm not gonna lie, it does take like a lot of work to do the show, especially like to do it well and to be consistent and all those things and just kind of really be like innovative and like just really like, I mean, me personally, I'm not like I don't have the gift of gab, at least not naturally. So it's something that I have to work at, right? And so like it's constantly like pushing myself in that space and like how do I get better? But at the end of the day, I think what keeps me motivated is that drive to want to get better, right? Like when I did it, it was more so just a way to meet people, to get our name out there, and just a way to stay connected to the community, just kind of at large, given that like I wasn't at a lot of in-person stuff. But then it kind of became more than that because it became something like that I really enjoy doing. And it's really been like, for me personally, I think one of the best things that we did for the brand, just because like of the exposure and like more people start to know you, people recognize you, and you just really kind of like have a face and a voice in the industry. You know what I'm saying? Like regardless of like how big or how small it is, you still have a face, a recognizable face, recognizable brand, recognizable voice in the industry. And so for me, like I thrive off it. Like I really, really enjoy it. And so like that's what keeps me.
Whatever, that's good.
It's just like the sheer enjoyment of it. And also it's a process, right? So like I look back 2 years ago. So this week's episode is like episode 84. So 2 years ago when we first started, or a year and a half ago, however long it was, and like up to now, like a lot of things changed. Some things have gotten better, and so that continuous improvement process is another piece of it, right? Because it's a marathon at the end of the day. For me, it's not a sprint, right? And so the marathon continues, and so it's all about getting better, getting better, getting better, and it's an iterative process. It's a growth process. And that's what I enjoy most about it, is just the actual process and growing and getting better. So I like it. I love it, to be honest.
Right. You said that when you started this out, it's kind of how I started it out. Why I started out, because I just wanted to get out there. You know, I never did this before. You know what I mean? Like, this is my first go at breeding snakes, and I wanted to be able to just be like, you know, hey, you know, here's this free, you know, thing that you could do to get yourself out there, and it's kind of like a marketing strategy. But then as I do it, it's like, man, I kind of like doing this. You know what I mean? So it's then you're worried about getting better and getting better and then trying to improve your show. And like, yeah, so I'm right there with you. I agree with 99% of what you said there. Like it's all into it. What's up, Justin?
What's good, brother?
Latka came rolling in.
Lecker, what's good, Logan?
Songbits Bora, thanks for coming in. All right, so we spent about 20 minutes on that. We're right on schedule. Let's get into some questions. How long you been in the reptile game?
Since
Go ahead and answer that. I'm going to turn this down.
All right, yeah. So we've been doing this since 2020. We got into it during COVID, like a lot of other people. Just kind of like scrolling through the reptiles, caught my eye, start looking into it more and more, start getting obsessed with like the different morphs and the genetics and just like the science and the fun part about it. Different snakes start catching my eyes, and so we start collecting, and then like we start picking up more and more snakes, and then it just kind of like snowballed from there, and then it's kind of
How
like
about it?
it's grown from there.
So what's a normal day like for you?
What is a normal day? I don't know, like for me, just kind of like an average day. It really kind of depends on the week, because like I got like a routine with a lot of things. But like just from a snake perspective, normal day is like going through, checking on the collection, doing spot cleaning, doing water changes, making sure everybody's good to go, checking temps and stuff like that. Just really kind of like doing wellness checks, looking at everything,
Right.
monitoring growth, seeing where certain things are. Then like we do like a big huge kind of like turn of everything. Like on Saturday, it's like our main clean, where we're going through like every tub, like pulling it out, going through, and just a real good clean. So that's like once a week. Throughout the year, we doing ultrasounds, and so like we ultrasound every like 3 to 4 weeks, and so like we're ultrasound and then recording all that in Husbandry Pro. Shout out to Husbandry Pro. They don't pay me for that, but y'all should pay me for that. But yeah, just like recording all that stuff, and then obviously like when the eggs come, like we're tracking that and stuff like that. On like either social media, looking at like different like snakes and animals and stuff like that, maybe watching some YouTube videos, like just researching more about certain things. Spend quite a bit of time on Morph Market, just looking at potential combos, like thinking of stuff I want to do. Sometimes I just like stare and like think about like what projects I want to work on, and kind of like what route I want to take, like a specific project. And so like I might get down a rabbit hole like that. So it's really hard to say like a normal day, because it really kind of depends. I primarily feed on Tuesdays, and sometimes on Saturdays I might do like a feeding as well, if I know that Tuesday or something's going to be busy. So I might kind of like switch that up. So it just really kind of depends.
Right.
And so that's the snake stuff. Obviously getting prepared for the show and stuff like that too. And like we were talking about earlier, like making the promotional materials, getting questions prepared. A lot of times, like I prepare mentally for the show, like on the way to work, like to and from work, like listening to people's videos, listening to like other podcasts that they've been on and stuff like that, just really trying to get like a feel for like the vibe and like the kind of things they've already been asked. So maybe I can come at it from like a different angle and stuff like
Yes,
that.
absolutely.
So it's just like stuff like that. Like it's I won't say like there's like a set schedule for every day. There's certain things that happen kind of like routinely, and then other times it's just like kind of like get in where you fit in type stuff, if that makes sense.
Yeah, total sense. So, what social media platforms do you use? How could people find you?
So everything's Herp Collectors. So Instagram, Herp Collectors. We're on Facebook, Herp Collectors. TikTok, Herp Collectors. We don't do a lot on TikTok, but we're there. What's this new one called? Threads. We're there. We're on X. We don't do a whole lot on Threads or X. What else? Herp Social. We're on all those spots, but if you really like want to see some activity, Instagram, YouTube, those are the primary two. Facebook gets more posts than some of those other ones that we don't really do that much, but the Facebook posts really just kind of be the Instagram posts that we just click the button to make it go to Facebook too.
Yeah, right. I like how things are linked together. I'm getting everything linked together. I have like this old Facebook account that keeps coming up.
You got a who account?
An old Facebook account that keeps coming up and getting into my personal account. I don't know how it's there. It was like one of them burner accounts that you created for a game you played or something, and it keeps interfering with things, and I can't delete it. So until I delete that, it's like some shit gets posted on air for some reason, some shit gets posted on mine, but I'm trying to get it deleted out. I guess I could just call them, because you have to call them to get them totally deleted and get it deleted out, but I just haven't had the time.
It's funny, like we were talking about TikTok earlier, and TikTok is probably one that we need to do more on. I mean, technically speaking, like all of our social media, we need to do a lot more on. But TikTok is definitely something we probably should do more on. But right now, I just don't do a ton. It's kind of hard too, like for me, like because I'm not like a natural like social media kind of person. Like I need like a social media manager or something who could do it for me. But
it'd be nice
just coming up with like different stuff to post like there versus IG versus YouTube. So that's kind of like the challenge of it, because you don't want to post the exact same thing on every single one, because like why the heck would they follow you? And then they're like 3 different platforms, and so everything don't necessarily like make sense on one platform that might make sense on another. And so yeah, it's a process.
So I I did it for the last 3 weeks. On Sunday, what I'll do is like I'll count comments on my shorts, and then whoever has the most comments, they're the cool mofo of the week. And then second and third. I've been doing this for the last 3 weeks, and it seems to be catching on. Like all you gotta do is comment on my shorts every day, and you'll end up on the cool mofo list.
Nice. Yeah, that's a good way to keep folks engaged too.
Yeah, I just trying to think of things to keep people engaged, and that's kind of what you got to do with this. You got to just do like find something that people connect to and roll with it. I mean, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to sit there and just keep coming up with fresh ideas to keep people involved. But I seem to do okay at it for being kind of new. Because I mean, heck, I ain't even did this a year yet.
And that's what I like about the show as well, like doing the podcast, because it keeps me honest, right? Like, so like I book stuff like way in advance. And so like, if nothing else, I'm committed to that guest for that week to come on at that time. So like, I know like I'm gonna stick with it because like I got a commitment, right? But it's sometimes not as easy for me sometimes to stay consistent with it. Like just posting pictures. Like I got a ton of pictures that I really could be posting, and like reels and stuff like that I can be making. I'll do better, but we'll get there.
I got to do better on my Instagram. I mean, I have like over 2,000 followers on Instagram, and I barely post anything there. And it's just like, why am I not using that platform like I'm using YouTube? And it cross-references to Facebook, but like I said, those, I don't know how it posts one to the other, and it's just all messed up for my Facebook accounts. But
I think
I need to really start dialing this stuff in.
Yeah, 100%. I think what I need to do is just like kind of like sit down and figure out like, okay, so this is the posting schedule that I want to post on, and kind of like schedule some posts out for the week. Because like I know like Monday through Friday during the day, like the week just kind of really gets away from me because like I'll be busy at work. And so like I might look down and I haven't even eaten like breakfast yet or something, like, and so, or look up. And so that's part of it too, is just that. And so like maybe setting aside like, hey, I'm going to spend 2 hours and plan this week's post and kind of schedule that out and just kind of have it ready and be consistent with doing that. That'll probably help too. Cause I know like just kind of like going like just free balling it like throughout the week and work for me.
We'll catch you later, Will. Thanks for coming in.
All right, brother.
So what's a short-term goal with the reptiles, like within the next year or two?
Post more on social media.
Yeah, well, that's a good plan. I mean, the more that you're putting out there and the more you put into it, I feel the more you do get out of it.
Yeah. Like if I post it consistently, like I probably like jump on the algorithm wave and I'll probably see like more follows. Because when I do like kind of get like in a little groove with posting, like I see my follows go up like a lot more. And then like I fall off and then they punish me with the algorithm.
Well, I couldn't do the Thursday show because I went to a concert with my youngest, and it was a rap concert, and I'm not really into the rap music, you know what I mean? But I went. It was a Boogie with a hoodie. I think that was his name. So we went to this thing, and like, I don't know, it was a DJ with people out there singing songs that wasn't theirs. It was like Taylor Swift songs they was singing and stuff. I mean, Boogie with a Hoodie sang his songs, but I don't know. That wasn't a concert. I need to take her to a real concert. nothing against that. I guess that's the culture, you know, the DJ playing and them singing in front of the DJ, but I wasn't used to that. I thought a concert was a concert with instruments. I don't know. Wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, man, like a lot of the newer artists, I'm out of touch with them. Like I like my old school hip hop, like my 90s, 2000s, like
I don't mind Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, you know, I don't mind that stuff. They got instruments out there though.
But like a lot of the newer artists, man, like I know some of the names, like I heard Boogie with a Hoodie. But if he could walk by me in the mall, I'd be like, I wouldn't even know it.
Yeah, you wouldn't even know. Yeah. So what is a long-term goal with Reptiles? Like say 10 years, where you see yourself?
So hopefully 10 years, we're doing it full time.
Right. I mean, that's a lot of people's, you know, long-term goal, but I mean, you got to realize, I mean, from what I'm seeing, like there's going to be, you know, people you see now is not going to be here in 10 years.
Yeah.
Like I'd say 50% of the people that's around now is not going to be around in 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
And that's just how it's been. I mean, since I started, I've seen people fall out.
Oh, yeah.
And
me too.
One of the biggest persons that I never thought that would fall out is Gershon. Like that shocked me. I still can't believe, you know, that he had to bow down. Gershon was a good dude. Like he deserved way more following than that guy got. I mean,
yeah, Gershon is a good dude. That's my homie. Like I still talk to him from time to time.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, he's one of the ones that pushed me into this a little bit, you know, faster than I really wanted to do it. Like just he reached out and he touched so many people, you know, with the little time that I seen him here. You know, he's helped so many people, and it just I was one of the ones that was a hard pill to swallow to kind of watch him go.
Yeah, I called him the YouTube Yoda, but yeah, Gershon is
That's a good name
for a lot of us being here. Gershon, the same way like he did you, he did me as well.
Right.
And like he stayed on me too. It wasn't just like him like saying it in passing. Like he stayed on me, like, yo, you got to do it. Yo, you got to do it. And like,
that's all it was. Like you just got to get out there and do it. Like, don't worry about it. Like, don't worry about how you're going to do it. Just go out there and get yourself out there, and you'll find yourself. You'll find a way to do it. And it's absolutely right.
Yeah, he pushed a lot of us.
All right, so we're getting to some of the fun questions now, but what is one superpower you wish you could have?
Man, so I thought about this one a lot, and it's so many superpowers I want. So I would want like the ability to have every superpower. Even if it's just temporary, like Rogue, right? So I can just take it. But like if I had to just like choose like one superpower, it would probably be mind reading because like that's so powerful. Like a Professor X type guy. Like that's like mad powerful.
So to be able to read people's minds and stuff. Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
that'd be, you know, a hell of a ability, but that could be a hell of a curse too. I mean, you're hearing everything. You're hearing things that people don't want you to hear.
So you got to master it, right? Like you got to be able to turn it off too.
Right. I mean, I just want something simple like flying. If I could fly, you know, I wouldn't need a car. You know, like I wouldn't have to pay for gas. I wouldn't worry about shit. Like, wait, I'm out. Invisible is a good one too. I mean, just think about what you could do if you was able to go invisible.
Yeah, you could do a lot of stuff if you were invisible.
I mean, even if you don't turn things like, you know, invisible that you touch, like say if you want some money, what you think someone's going to come try to like grab some floating money? And I'm like, what the fuck? Let's run. There's money floating. What the hell? They're going to be out of there. And you're just, you know, grabbing some shit and going. It's just funny to think about.
Have you ever watched The Boys?
I don't, you know what? I know what you're talking about now that you say it, but no, I have not got to watch that. That's the, like, kind of the same directors as The Good Boys, but like, are Good Boys or Bad Boys? That's what it was called. Man, I don't know, Good Boys. With them 3 young kids, a 12-year-old. It was Seth Rogen and a couple other people. Am I right about that?
So I don't know about the director or that other show, but The Boys is like it's a superhero show, but it's like a different spin on it, and it kind of like approach it from like a more practical, like realistic
I'll
superhero
check
approach.
that out, and that's not what I was thinking about at all.
And so like, what if like a lot of the superheroes, like what if there was like full of shit, and just kind of like some of the things you don't really think about like with superheroes, but it gets pretty graphic. It gets pretty it's pretty funny in a lot of ways, but it's pretty cool. You should check it out. I don't want to spoil it for nobody, but yeah, definitely check it out. It's a good show. It's an Amazon show.
All right, I'll have to check it out. All right, so where are we at?
Prime.
All right, so what is one snake you would love to hit with what you have?
So I would want to hit a GHI Confusion Spot Nose Red Stripe Yellow Belly Clown.
That'd be a powerful animal. Heck
I got
yeah.
a long shot at it this year.
Well, I mean, I got long shot at triple hats at the leg with the or triple visuals if that snake would ever just lay. I mean, I got a lot of het and double hats and triple hats that didn't go this year. I don't know if they reabsorbed, but they're first time breeders. So, I mean, what was I really? What's that?
Do you ultrasound or you palpate?
No, I palpitate. I don't got it. Well, I do have a way of ultrasounding. My friend, my kind of mentor, CR Reptiles, he's ultrasounded a couple for me. But it's kind of like, you know, this first year until I get the hang of things, I want the surprise of it. You know, I want to go in there and check that drawer every morning for eggs. Because when you find them, it's just like you get the giggles and you don't stop that whole day. Like, I got more eggs. Fuck yeah. Like, it's great. And you get up in the morning and you get a clutch of eggs. It's just like one of the best feelings. And then it's even a greater feeling when you wait 60 or 55 to 60 days and cut these things. And like, it's just awesome. Like, it's Christmas morning all over again and you're 10. Like, it's awesome. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, I'd have drove myself crazy not knowing because like I don't palpate well at all. Like I'm getting a little bit better, but not anything that I would actually like rely on. And so like, I had to get ultrasound because it helps me too, like just kind of like knowing where everything is. And I like data. And so like to be able to ultrasound, get that data and make decisions based on that data and kind of like know, like for me, that works for like my personality type. Because I would drive myself crazy. Like I don't even know if I'd be on this show because I probably would have not got any sleep and then just like withered away.
See, I mean, I handle my snakes a lot. I mean, I don't have 25, you know, and there's 2 of them that don't want to be handled that I don't handle because they try to bite me every time I handle them. They don't really like it. So when I clean their tubs, they just, you know, get taken out as quick as I can, sat down, and they, you know, roam on my bed. But the other ones, like, I know them. And a lot of these females I handle every day. And it's just like I see a change in a couple of them and I think they're getting ready to go. But then, you know, 2 months later, you're like, well, what the fuck? you didn't go. Like
Yeah,
your
but here's
mood
what my
changed.
females like.
You
Even
was
with
laying in the back of your tub. You was giving me all the signs. What are you doing? So I definitely see the advantages.
You still see the signs from like interacting with animals and whatnot. But like for me, like just that peace of mind of like I can like actually put like a machine to this and like see exactly what's going on. Like for me, that just helps me with my nerves.
Right. See, I want to upgrade my equipment first before I get an ultrasound. I just want to get better, like, because I hand build everything and it's not like that it don't work. I just want that peace of mind of having, that ARS rack or a Freedom Breeder rack there that I know everything's calculated and working right. But, I mean, every day I'm checking all these thermostats, and heat gun and everything and make sure everything's all right. Just today, like one of the strips on the hatchling rack that I made, the screw come unloose and it was only getting 70 degrees. So if I wouldn't have caught it today, that snakes would have got a little cold. But now, got back there, found out that there was, one of the bolts was loose, tightened the bolts and, back up to, 90 it went. So, it's just, I caused myself a lot of work because I built my racks, and like I realized that I should have just probably saved my money up first and bought a rack and then filled it. But who does that? And who does it the right way?
So
I'm
what
learning.
projects are you working?
What's that?
What all projects are you working?
Oh boy, too many. I got the triple head clutch. There's a clown pied lab. I think after she lays, I'm going to move on from it. I got a blackhead pied lab or het pied het lab that I'm probably going to move on from that project. But hypo clown, I'm hitting pretty hard.
Nice.
Or orange ghost and hypo clown, orange ghost clown, because I have hypo and I have orange ghost. But I'm going to have orange ghost and hypo. I'm going to try to keep it separate and see if I could put the same genes into it and see what a spot nose orange ghost clown looks like to a spot nose ghost clown, to see if there's that much of a difference. I want to see it because that's just how I am. I think orange ghost is a little bit better of a line, so I'm going to prove it to people. And someday I will. I mean, I don't know. But I got Ultramal clown, sunset clown, hypo DG. I think that's about it.
Nice. Those are some dope projects, man. For real.
Yeah, I got some nice stuff, but a lot of them females didn't go this year, and it was just like, come on, go.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah, I mean, I think what it was just it's the first year, and some of them didn't go. You know what I mean? Their first year, so I just keep pairing them once, twice a month. I mean, I was pairing them like 3-4 times a month. Then I burnt my males out. And my males didn't want to eat, didn't want to do nothing besides lay there and not lock. So I kind of just pulled my males back for like 2 months until they decided to start eating. And then I made sure they ate a month before I put them back in with a female. Now this process is starting all over again because I burned them out. I, caused myself some time. And now these males are good to go again. And they're going back in with the females. And hopefully it works this time.
Is your sunset clown a double visual?
What's that?
Is your sunset clown a double visual?
No, I have a sunset het clown or a super pastel het sunset het clown.
Gotcha.
I got a male, and I'm going to buy a female sooner or later. But I put it this year. I was like, why buy a female? Because I put it to the Blade Possible Lace clown and a phantom het clown. So, if I hit the visual clown, I'm going to test it for sunset, even if it's a male or female. But if I end up getting a female, out of either of them clutches, like I'm set in that project. If I end up getting 2 females, I'm really set. 3, even more. So we'll see, that 50%, I'm just hoping it proves out in the females.
Gotcha.
See what happens.
Okay. That's what's up.
All right. So where are we at? All right. So what is one snake you'd like to add to your collection?
I want to get like a visual hypo puzzle, double visual hypo puzzle. I really want to get into the puzzle project. I'm gonna probably go the hypo route at first. I'm gonna do some other things with puzzle once I get into it, but I'm gonna start with the hypo puzzle because it kind of like fits neatly with what I already got. And then we'll probably go a different route to like maybe some ultra male puzzle type stuff
Right.
and some probably put it in DG as well.
Right. See,
But yeah,
when I heard this DG thing, it didn't push me away from DG. I kind of wanted DG more because they kind of said visual desert ghosts are harder to hit. So in my mind, it makes it, a higher price snake because you're not going to get the normal odds. It's less than normal. Like when you breed them, it's not 100% that it's going to pass on to every head, is what they kind of said. So if that's the case, it in all realities, it makes it harder to hit the visual.
Yeah, depending on whether or not you homozygous or heterozygous for either one of the DG alleles.
Yeah. So I mean, if you get it tested and then you know what I mean. But my daughter is actually buying a male for the Desert Ghost project, and it's a proven breeder. It's a pinstripe yellow belly orange ghost, het desert ghost that has made desert ghosts. So he didn't test it, but he showed me desert ghost that the guy made. So I kind of believe him. So I mean, it's a proven breeder, het at least, and it made it before. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's going to be a het-to-het DG pairing, and it's not really. I would rather have went the DG het hypo, but there's a big difference between hypo het DG and DG het hypo. And my daughter found this one, and it's pinstripe yellow belly. It's got 2 codoms to it, and it's under $200. And I was like, all right, well, cool. That'll help out. Buy it.
Nice.
So we'll see what happens. All right, where are we at? So what is one piece of advice that you would give to a new breeder?
A new breeder. Network.
Yeah.
Get to know people in the community, make friends, talk to people, ask questions, learn from them, listen to them. I'm not saying you got to do everything somebody else says, but at least listen to them, think about it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, getting yourself out there is one of the, like doing this YouTube is one of the best things that I've done since I started this. My first 2 clutches, I ended up with 10 hatchlings out of them, and all but 2 of them were spoken for really right now. And one of them, it's just like I might keep it, I might not. It's I don't know if you've seen it, but the really cool, nice ass pied that I made. It's probably, I mean, it could possibly just be a pastel pied. That thing is like off the charts, like maybe the best pied I've ever seen in my life. Like it's just awesome looking.
Nice.
And, like I don't know if I'm keeping it or not. Like I think I might shed test and see if it's got anything else to it. But I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. It's a really nice looking snake, but I just don't. If it's pastel pied, what are you gonna do with it? You know what I mean? It's just like there's no room for it. I'd rather put something else in that drawer that's more powerful animal.
Yeah, something that works for your project. I mean, if that works for your project, then by all means keep it. But if it doesn't work for your project, then get it to somebody who it works for their project, or somebody who needs a pastel pie or wants a pastel pie.
That thing is nice looking. I mean, I don't know what to say about it. I mean, it's just awesome. Like it looks like it's more, but then again, is it? I can't prove that it's more. So that's what sucks. I can't.
It's on your IG.
What's that?
Is it on your IG?
Yeah.
Yeah. Check it out.
All right. But, all right. Next question. So, what is one thing that you would like people to know about our pets that don't like snakes?
So, one thing that I would like people to know about our pets that don't like snakes is we think of them as pets too, right? And so, like, our animals deserve the same respect that your dog deserves, that your cat deserves, because it's so many times like you wouldn't believe it that people just say like out of pocket stuff about reptiles, like it's acceptable, right? And so if you say it around me, like I always like comment and make a comment and explain to like, hey, you know what I'm saying, like that's not cool. I said it in a respectable way because oftentimes it's in like it's in like a work type environment, or just like, I mean, I don't go out of my way to be rude to people anyway, just as a general rule. But like a lot of times people just kind of get out of pocket when they're talking about your reptile. Like, oh, I would do this. Like, no, you wouldn't do
No,
this.
you won't.
Fine. Yeah.
You better watch what you're saying. I hear it because
Shout out to Team Ultramel. I see you too, Justin. Don't even pull his comment up. Like, just do
oh,
it.
I had to. I'm Team Ultramel too, just because I couldn't afford Monarch. I mean, I ain't bashful.
Like when you put stuff up like that, that prevents you from getting monetized.
Well, damn. All right. So, what is one piece of advice that you'd like to go give your 18-year-old self?
Man, be your own boss.
Be your own boss. Yeah. I mean, if I'd have known that at 18, that's the best way to go, I think I would have done a lot different. I mean, I wouldn't have made other people money as much as I did. I would have made myself the money. That's for sure.
Be your own boss. Be smart about like your financial, like make your financial habits, like smart financial habits. Learn about your finances, like all that stuff, like stuff that I learned later in life after I had made like 11,000 mistakes.
Right.
Like I wish I'd have learned that a lot earlier in life.
Shout out to one of the coolest mofos this week, Jay Slithers. He was one of the ones that won Cool Mofo this week. Heck yeah. So, all right, who are 5 people that you'd like to be stuck with on or deserted with on an island?
So selfishly, Jakar, my wife, my son, my daughter, my mom, and my sister.
All right. I mean, the love would be there. You know what I mean? If you would get stuck there, you all feel the love. I mean, I would have family and someone like Bear Grylls or something like that, just to teach us fools what to do.
Who?
Like Bear Grylls or someone on a survivalist. He's like a survival guy that like has this TV show.
Okay, I never heard of that.
So it's just like one of them, like one of the many. But I would have a survivalist there just to teach us fools how to do it.
Okay. Yeah, I love family, man. Like family is just like the love, man. That really fills up my like spiritual cup, bro.
All right. So how far would you take the reptiles if you hit 100 million on the Powerball?
Oh, we're taking over.
Taking over. You're going everywhere with it.
Canova, who?
Herp collectors. That's what I say. They'd be everywhere.
Yeah. But definitely for sure, man. Like we would definitely expand. Obviously, if I won $100 million, I'm not spending it all on reptiles.
What up, Wiz?
But I'm definitely like expanding operations, and we're gonna focus on stuff. We're gonna do like more social media stuff and content production and stuff, and probably like look at some different avenues, you know what I'm saying, to operate like in this industry, because this industry is fun to me. It's a lot of fun. Like that's one of the biggest draws for me. Is like how much fun the industry is. So obviously we'll make some additional investments in that space, but then obviously like we would get like real estate, and we would just make like some other like sound investments, maybe invest in some other businesses and stuff like that. But yeah, stick some money back, just have like some long-term financial instruments. So like my kids straight, their kids straight, and like all that kind of good stuff. But yeah, we definitely expanding on the reptiles though, for sure.
I'd be smart about it, but I'd say probably 10 grand would go, or not 10 grand, 10 million would go into reptiles. Easy. It would go far here too. Trust me. This is a fun question, but oh no, that $20,000 hatchling you just hatched is on the loose in your house. How far are you going to find it?
Oh, bro, I'm tearing this whole house up from top to bottom. We finding that. We finding that. I'm
finding that
work.
I don't care if I got to replace the roof, floors, like. If I got to take your fucking refrigerator apart, it's coming apart. Like, there's things coming apart that I don't even know how to put back together. Like, it's gone.
Yeah, that's my worst fear. And I probably should have mentioned that, like, whenever you asked me, like, that earlier question about, like, the daily routine. So one thing that is a routine is, like, that last check, pushing everyone and make sure everything is closed. Like I probably do that way too much. And sometimes, bro, like I'll be trying to go to sleep and feel like I didn't check something. I got to get up and triple check it.
Thanks for coming in, Victor Name. The one rack I got, somehow they could hit against the top of it and roll and open the drawer and get out. I don't know how they're doing it, but somehow they push up top and they're able to push the drawer.
Oh wow.
And get the drawer open a little bit. So I have to put like right now I got an empty cigarette pack like underneath each drawer so they can't move it out just to wedge it. But I learned the hard way. 2 got out on me and I was just like, that's enough of that. I'm done with this.
Wow.
And I found them, thank God. But
like even today, my OCD got the best of me. Cause like I was driving to work and I had looked in the incubator like before I left for work. Because like we cut a clutch yesterday. Mm-hmm. And so I looked in there this morning and just kind of like looked through the ed box just to do like a regular like wellness type check. And on the way to work, I was like, man, did I close the incubator all the way? And like I knew I did because I never leave it open.
Right.
Like, I was like panicking. So like I called my son and actually pulled over, called him and was like FaceTiming him. And was like, yeah, can you go in there and like show me the incubator? Because I had to see like both latches was closed because he was still here because he hadn't left for school yet. Mm-hmm. I had to make sure both latches on the incubator was closed, or else I just wouldn't have like I wouldn't have been at ease the whole day.
Right, you could just bug you. I get that. I get that. So if you could spend a week anywhere in the world, where would you spend it? With the family, of course.
Yeah. So I asked the car this before we came on. I was like, where'd you want to go? And so she was like somewhere in the Caribbean. So we'll probably either go somewhere in the Caribbean or like maybe go somewhere like in Africa.
Right. I don't know. I'd be happy with Disney World for a week.
And I don't even know like what specific country, like in Africa or what specific country, like in the Caribbean, but something to that effect.
Right.
Disney, you said Disney World?
Yeah, give me Disney World for a week.
And that's like 2 hours away. Like,
I mean, you could actually see it in a week. Like you ain't gonna see it all in a day. Maybe in a week you could see everything. Where am I at? All right. In your opinion, what is the best double recessive project to get into?
The best double recessive project for me, my favorite is Hypo Clown. Like I feel like
I'm right there with you. I'm Hypo Clown over DG Clown any day.
Yeah, like it's so much to be done with that project. I do feel like it's a lot of stuff to still be done with like a lot of double recessives, but like now everybody like pushing for like triples and some people pushing for quads and quints and stuff like that. But I still think there's a lot of work to be done like in the double recessive space. And I'm gonna just keep plugging away at my projects.
Yeah, right.
Hypo Clown is one of my favorite projects. It's my favorite project, hands down. It's the Hypo Clown project. And it's a lot of nice combos and like Hypo just make stuff like just hit so differently a lot of times. So like I'm really looking forward to like producing like some dope double visual Hypo Clown projects.
I'm right there with you on that one.
Will I work it into other things? Yes, I'm going to working into other things, and I'll get in triples, and I even got some triple stuff like working like right now as we speak. But Hypo Clown is like one of my it's my favorite.
All right,
what's good, Elias?
What's up, Elias? Yeah. Thanks for coming in. Yeah. So what is the most surprising thing to you that these animals has done for you that you wasn't expecting in the beginning?
So one of the most kind of surprising outcomes for me personally of getting just into this industry is like actually having like the courage to do a show, right? Because I never was like the public speaking type. I never was the get in front of a whole bunch of people and just kind of like have the attention on me. And so like initially that was one of the harder things for me. And that's the primary thing that took me so long to like get started. Cause I had been kind of like thinking about doing a podcast for like 6 months or so before I actually like pulled the trigger and actually did the podcast. But really my biggest kind of like thing that held me back was like I wasn't like that comfortable public speaking. And even like that first night, I was super nervous. Gershon was like my first person as a guest. And so I was like, yeah, man, you got my back if I mess up on something, right? He's like, yeah, man, I got your back, man. Like if I feel like you're like losing it, I'll jump in. And so like I felt a lot more comfortable, and like I'll
Right.
always be in debt for Gershon, like kind of giving me that push. I'll always be grateful for that. But yeah, man, it's just really like as a person, I've grown because like a lot of that bleeds over into like my like professional life too, and like because like I have to like speak in front of people like professionally, and so like now it's just like that much easier because like I'm used to doing it Thursdays at 8
Right.
every week.
Heck yeah. So, all right. Last regular question I have for you is, who are the people in this hobby that helped you out along the way? And I mean, of course, you mentioned Gershon, but who are the other people that helped you out to get you where you're at today?
Man, it's so many people. But obviously, yeah, Gershon, Matt from Ebony and Ivory Reptiles, Justin from Armless Angels, Jaffe from Jaffe Exotics, Steven, we call him Unk from Wettermorph Constrictors, Keys. Man, it's so many people, man. Antoine, High Desert Pythons, Reggie from Reggie's Urban Jungle, Keisha from Splash Pack Reptiles, man, Rashad from 212 Exotics, man. Like the list just goes on and on and on and on. Like it's so many people, like George from George MD Reptiles, like George like legit probably saved my male's life with the advice he gave me. And how to get him back on food. Like, I mean, it's just so many people. Like, I hate to even do lists like that because inevitably you're gonna leave somebody off. But man, like, I'm not intentionally leaving anybody off, but like, it's just been so many people. That's why, like, when you asked what advice would you give somebody, that's why that's the first thing, man. Get out there, network, get to know people,
network.
right? Because it's so helpful, so
right.
helpful.
If I was asked that question, I definitely have to make a list because, I mean, just watching people's podcasts for me, you know, at first you learned so much. You know, when you got into this, of course, you get your own thoughts going, but when you really listen to people that knew what they was doing and you didn't, you changed your tune, and you changed your tune along the way 1,000 times.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I mean, the podcasts help, and it's not like I wanted to get out here and like kind of teach anyone anything at first. It was just like I want everyone to teach me. That's why it's called the Let Me Know Show, because you guys are letting me know how to do this shit. And now I kind of got a grasp on it. I mean, kind of. I got 10 hatchlings. They're all alive. I had 10 eggs, 10 hatchlings, and batting 1,000 at the moment. So I mean, I hope I have no fatalities, but we'll see what happens. And it's all thanks to anyone who's put information out there on YouTube. So you put some kind of information about snakes on YouTube, I've probably seen it, and I've either used it or not. But keep posting it, keep going, keep doing it.
It's tremendously helpful.
It is. All right, so I like to end the show on a thing, or some quick questions I like to call quickies.
Okay.
But Coke or Pepsi?
Haven't had either since 2006. Neither.
Oh damn! You don't have to answer any of that. Then we'll let you go with water. Water.
Yeah, give me water and alcohol, and I'm good.
Right, I'm seriously thinking about giving up pop. I mean, it seems like it comes in spurts. I'll give it up for a little bit, and then it's like all of a sudden I'm addicted to Pepsi again. But yeah, I got a love-hate relationship with it. That's for sure.
Yeah, my last fix was in 06.
Talking about like it's a drug. Okay, so I won't blame you if you haven't had any of these since 2006, but BK or McDonald's.
I have had neither since then too, as well.
It's a very rare occasion for me too, but I mean, but yeah.
I can't lie. I probably have had Burger King in that time period. In fact, I have had Burger King in that time period. So if I had to choose one of those, I would say Burger King, but I don't eat like a lot of that kind of like fast food.
All right, well, that's a start. At least you answered one of them.
Yeah, I would say BK over. I mean, you got to be down with the king.
Yeah, hell yeah. So, at a family wedding or a family function, are you dancing, not dancing, or slow dance only?
So, if I did dance, it would probably be slow dance because I'm not no dancer.
All right. See, I'm not either, but I just go out there and jump around and I'm an idiot. So,
Yeah, I'm definitely not twerking on TikTok. So
and see, that's what I do. I can't even twerk. I don't even really know what a twerk is, but I go up there and shake my butt. I mean,
yeah, I would probably slow dance. Like that's about all you're gonna get out of me.
all right. I mean, that's respectable. I mean, that was me in 8th grade until I became an idiot. I mean, so skydiving or just no way, ain't doing it.
Nah, hell nah. Miss me with that.
Have you ever done that one too?
Have you ever done that?
Yeah, I was in the military, and
Okay.
I wouldn't go unless they gave me jump school. I told them right there at the recruiting office, like, no matter what MOS I pick, if you don't give me jump school, like, I'm not going. And my MOS, of course, that I picked didn't have jump school. So they was like, well, we can't give you jump school. And I was like, all right, well, I'm going to go to Marines. I bet you they'll let me jump out of airplanes. I didn't leave the Army's office. I got what I wanted. But they screwed me. They screwed me out of other things to put me in jump school. So in the end, it kind of just screwed me over because it's the Army. I kind of wish I didn't go to jump school and I would have got my other AIT training, because that would have gave me all the bonuses and the GI Bill and the shit that they didn't give me. But that's a whole nother story. So
Gotcha. I'm sure the adrenaline rush is like no other, but I just live vicariously through y'all. So big up
right.
to y'all.
Hey, there's some things that we all live vicariously through another person, and if that's yours, hey, that's just what it is. But the last question I got for you is, what is one all-time game show that you would love to have been a contestant on?
Oh, Wheel of Fortune all day. I can bow.
Yeah.
I got this.
Oh, yeah. Well, we went a little over, but we got through. That's the Let Me Know show. We got 14 people out there still. This is your time to speak your piece to my audience.
Yeah, so I appreciate everybody coming out, sliding through tonight. Appreciate everybody who check us out on the replay. Make sure y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and smash that notification bell. Definitely show some support. The homie is like 1,000 hours away from getting monetized. So definitely continue to show support so the homie can get monetized, man. You got a great show, man. I really appreciate you having me on, man. It's been a blast, man. A lot of fun.
Heck yeah, I try to make it a little fun. I try to be a little different, make it a little fun for the people, have some fun questions, have some real questions, just give them a mix, and it took a while to evolve to this. And I'm pretty happy where this evolved to, because, this wasn't here in the beginning, and it just, slowly evolved to this. And yeah, just stay at it, get yourself out there, keep going.
Yes, sir. It's a marathon, not a sprint. The marathon continues.
All you 13 people out there still in the room, we love you. Till next week, same time, same channel. Peace.
Peace.